Good evening, everybody. And I thank you so much for joining me this evening for Shamanic Yoga. So I'm just going to wait a few moments. But tonight for your practice, if you would like to have yoga blocks or some couch cushions or pillows, a yoga strap or rope tie, dish towel, whatever you might need to increase the length of your arms to help you with stretching, please have that handy, maybe a blanket for Shavasana. But we'll get started in just a moment. Through today's practice, we're going to focus on the totem of the deer. And I don't know, maybe you've seen some lately, but we're going to talk about how deer medicine or deer nature could really help benefit a lot of us right now. So we're going to be incorporating that symbolism into our practice this evening. So I hope you can enjoy the exploration with me. The other thing I just want to mention, we're hoping the week of June 28th to start to take some of our classes outdoors, and Shamanic Yoga will probably be one of them. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for more details on that, and it'd be wonderful to do this practice in nature with all of you. So thank you. Of course, distancing and limiting our class sizes. But okay, so I'm going to head back to my mat and we'll begin. So as you begin with your centering and connecting this evening, you can choose any comfortable seat. Just try to allow for your spine to be elongated, nice and tall. Take a few deep breaths. Find that beautiful wave of breath that is present within you. As you connect with the breath, again, making sure your legs are comfortable. Again, you might be seated up on top of a cushion or bolster, blocks, or blanket roll just to help elevate your sacrum, to help take some pressure off the lumbar spine. But just enjoy filling up the low belly, the torso, rib cage with breath on your inhalation. And as you exhale, feel the softening and release of the arms, hands, fingers, face, jaw. And as we sit tall this evening, connecting with the spirit of the air, also known as a creative spirit, Tumkashala, considered to be like the Holy Spirit of Creator. Through our breath is how we connect with that, through inhaling fresh new energy. So let yourself start to bring that connection to mind, that as we inhale, we're connecting with a higher power that is present in all of us, in all living things. And to the Lakota people, it's considered to be the Holy Spirit of God. As we inhale, taking that blessing in, each and every breath a blessing. And as we exhale, just allowing any heaviness to start to lift from our shoulders, our heart centers, our minds, our guts, our roots. Beautiful breath in and allowing for a complete exhalation, softening your face and jaw. As you continue to keep that breath lovely and deep, make sure, again, legs are comfortable, and if it feels right to you, start to spiral your torso or rock or sway the torso in a way that feels calming or soothing to yourself. And if that feels stimulating to you, let yourself be still. Let your palms face upward if you are able. If you need it though, you might let your palms rest down in your lap. So if you need a little bit more vibrancy, freshness, you might let the palms face up. If you want to maintain your energy level or even minimize energy coming in, palms facing down. And as you exhale, feel again the heaviness not only around your shoulders, the softening of the jaw, but heavy legs, heavy sacrum, heavy pelvis. Big breath and sigh. And you might decide, if you're spiraling your torso, to reverse that spiral action at some point. But can we start to cultivate connection by envisioning a deer? Maybe you've seen fawn lately, maybe you've seen doe or buck. Maybe you've just been intrigued in some way with the gentleness of deer on and off throughout your life. Maybe you've been gifted with an antler that you found on the earth somewhere. Teaching of letting go with grace. But start to bring to mind that deer. And as you do so, bringing up the gentle support of Mother Earth through the lower body, inhaling and imagining bringing that energy up your center line, Mother Earth energy rising, exhaling completely. 2 more breaths here. Sigh out your jaw, any heaviness, any cloudiness, fogginess lifting. As it feels right to center your body, eventually drift back to that still place. Adjust the legs if you need. The deer totem talking to us about gentleness with ourself, self-compassion, emotional availability to ourself, so that we can be gentle with the rest of the world, to those that we look upon or come encounter with. The deer totem talks to us about the ability to move through life and obstacles with grace. The deer totem helps us to move through life and obstacles with grace. It helps us to be in touch with our inner child and our inner innocence, our sense of joy and innocence, curiosity and innocence. The deer helps those of us who are sensitive and intuitive, but also helps to enhance intuition. The deer totem helps with our ability to change direction quickly, and also helps to cultivate the ability to regenerate or renew ourselves. So with the connection to deer, bring your legs out in front of you if they haven't been yet. With bent knees, start to just circle the ankles to begin to warm up the connection to roots today. Circle ankles, stretch and flex feet. Deer totem. And in a moment, we're going to allow ourselves just to raise our arms and hands up, just maybe shoulder height, the palms facing upward, and start to do the same circling action with your wrists. And closing the eyes, connecting with the breath here as we envision again this idea of the arms and hands as almost like antlers that can act as increased abilities to sense. Reversing the circle of both the ankles and the wrists at some point, softening your jaw, softening your shoulders and your elbows. This is beautifully fluid. Being in touch with intuition and sensitivity in a way of empowerment, not feeling overwhelmed. Deer can help us with grounding the sensitivity and the intuition. Now just maybe holding the arms up for a brief moment, breathing with Pushpaputa hands, the palms facing upward to receive. Big breath, exhaling, sigh. One more big breath. As we open our arms to attain and receive. One more breath if we can. Attain and receive goodness. abundance. Lakota say, Yumeni Huha, the abundance of the universe. Bringing the arms down. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back. And can we just start to feel the light of the heart center uncovering itself? And it's interesting, as I pulled from my Lakota spiritual deck today around what might be beneficial for those of us connecting this evening through our practice, the first card that came up was Tatanka Oyate, which means the Buffalo Nation. It means attainment, miracles of faith paying off, abundance in all ways flooding in if we open our arms to receive, called Numeni Wuha. Luta, the direction of the north, where we can regenerate and renew ourselves and take a time out if we need, associated to the totem of deer or elk. 2 more breaths with your shoulders here. Also Tate, the wind, also the deer, connecting to helping us change direction and go with the flow of change. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, sigh. And the last concept that came up in the deck was Mitakuye Oyasin, respect, compassion, gentleness with the self, also what the deer represents, interconnectedness to one another. So now inhale, let your arms open very beautifully wide. Again, receiving. As you exhale, just brief series with twisting. Exhaling your breath to one side, cleansing it out. Inhale, passing through center, embracing the sky. Exhale, twist the opposite way. And we're going to start to think about, as you inhale, center, and then exhale, twist. Exhale from the mouth. Let this flow. But start to think about what we might be willing to let go of and set down, whatever we've been holding on to or growing within us that is no longer serving us. This is what the deer speaks to in the shedding of its antlers. Grew through certain courses of our life. We grew certain ways of thinking, certain habits, certain ways of reacting. And maybe some of that has produced a heaviness around our perception. Closing in on that, maybe we can exhale and feel some of that falling away as we twist. And every inhalation providing us with the ability to become more emotionally gentle and available with ourselves. Good. Inhale, center. Lean forward, shoulders roll back. Exhale. Another variation, just leaning forward, shoulders swoop forward. Exhale. Shoulders roll back. We're getting a little bit more torso spine action now. Sighing out the breath. And how do you do with change and the willingness to allow yourself to even be uprooted or moved or shifted in some way, to trust that maybe we're being moved and shifted to higher, better, more nurturing, nourishing ground? Can we allow ourselves to change direction and adapt as needed, like deer does, with its agile movement, an ability to run and jump quickly to change course when needed? 2 more breaths with your undulation or your spinal movement and shoulder release. Good. And as you exhale again, lengthen, sit beautifully tall, sigh out the breath, soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. Guide one ear towards your shoulder, stretching the side of the neck, and then inhale through center. As you exhale, tip the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder, softening face, jaw, neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip. And just feeling this gentle, fluid, soft quality around the shoulders, the neck, the face. Horsey lipping out if you need. Have there been things lately that you haven't been allowing yourself to attain because something else is getting in the way? fear or anger, sadness, anxiety, has a certain filter or lens been getting in the way of attaining what's here with you right now? The deer and the sensitivity of the deer, the antlers that represent the intuition and sensitivity, helping us to siphon through all of that, to open up to attaining, to receiving abundance and beauty and goodness. 2 more little head tips, tilts. Any other little head movement that might feel good here in your neck, soften into it. So if you want to go to half circles or full circles or massaging your neck, just take a couple more moments and a couple more breaths to untie any of that tension right there. Again, like deer teaches us, as it presents itself, it teaches us to let go with grace and helps us to move through life and obstacles with grace and ease. Welcome that into your life. Go ahead and head centering itself. Inhale, lengthen, sit tall. Exhale, sigh, bringing the image of doe, fawn, buck to mind, any form of deer. Letting it be with you as a teacher this evening, attuning to its energy, its symbolism. Lovely. I'm going to shift over to the hands and the knees to start to come into some other deer type of posturing. So we're going to just begin by coming to all fours to connect with what we call our brothers and sisters, the four-leggeds. So you can come on your hands, you can come on your elbows. The act of coming onto the hands and knees, or forearms and knees, in a lot of Native traditions was reconnecting us to our four-legged brothers and sisters of the earth, but also to reconnect to our innocence, our childhood, our child self, and to be reborn or recreated again. So inhale, sway the spine, exhale, round the back, thinking about inhale, sway, looking up and forward, exhale, round, side, drop the head weight, soften your jaw. Inhale, in what ways would you like to regenerate, renew yourself, refresh yourself? And maybe as you inhale, you can start to take in some of that energy. Renewal, refresh, recreate. So in order to do that, we have to allow, again, certain things to fall away. So as you exhale, just feel an unloading and unburdening of old stuff. And summer is such a beautiful time of the year to really reconnect with the rhythms of nature, reconnecting. 2 more breaths here. Good, just take a moment to let the pelvis, the sacrum, wag a little bit side to side. Horsey lip out the jaw briefly. Let your head dangle as you let go of any further tension, tightness. Good. And as you center your legs, we're going to slide the left knee forward and the right leg back. Now, some of you might opt for a double stag position or a zigzag position. So as you heard in my description there of the posture, this can be known as a single stag or a double stag position, connecting us with deer energy, or some of you might know it as pigeon or zigzag posture. Pigeon is where we are extending the back leg, resting on the top of the knee and top of the foot with our hips centered. Zigzag is where we're allowing both knees to bend, both feet going to the same side of the body. So choose your exploration here for that posture, thinking about a deer leaping through the air in that kind of a bent leg position. And as you inhale, just lengthen and lift up your chest regally, beautifully. Feel yourself with a crown of antlers on, extending up and out through the third eye crown center, and also feel like you're pressing and grounding down into the earth through strong legs. Feel your ability to stay the course with agility, adaptation. As you exhale, melt forward, bowing. As you inhale, roll it up through the spine. So a few more breaths here, exhaling, rounding, releasing, undulating, inhale, lengthening up, exhale over. Remember that you can be working in more of a pigeon posture called a single stag, or more in a zigzag posture known as a double stag, whatever's better for your hips and knees. Exhale, melting. Inhale, rising. Good. The next time that you lengthen up, option if you're comfortable in a single stag or pigeon posture to bend the back leg and circle the ankle. Shouldn't feel any pulling around the knee back there. So you could circle one way or the other. Some of you at home might be able to grab the top of the foot. This is totally and completely optional. Others of you might start to opt for reclined forward position. So see what feels right to you. Exploring the more upright options and variations, and also exploring the more passive, released explorations closer to the earth. Good. So again, wherever you choose to go, know that you can rest in stillness, or you can explore with movement. You can rock, you can walk your palms or arms one way or the other. You can explore by taking the bottom front leg out to more of 90-degree angle, deeper hip stretch or more sensation. But wherever you're at, breathe deeply, soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. And find that connection again to what the deer represents in gentleness, emotional availability to the self, never being disgusted or irritated with ourselves for how we're feeling. Breathing in with that. Just a few last deep breaths in this exploration of your single or double stag posture. When you'd like to release it, let yourself lift and lengthen up through your chest and sternum again. And eventually work your way back to elbows and knees, or hands and knees, and you can extend that front leg back behind you, stretching out, back of the knee, ball of the foot, arch. You can also come to downward facing dog or any other posture that feels beneficial, that the body might be speaking to you about. If you listen, it says go there, stretch me like this, breathe. Honor what you're feeling. Walking the dog is always lovely. Twisted dog. Deep breath here. And just know that when you feel like you've opened up the back of that front leg that was originally in that stag position, we're going to switch sides as you feel ready. So now I'm taking my right knee forward and my left leg back. Again, this can be a double stag or zigzag option by shifting your weight into the right hip. Both knees bent, feet going to the same side. My feet are over to my left side more. Or if you like the more of a pigeon variation, hips centered, extending the back leg so you're on the top of the knee and foot. Centering your hips again, breathing deep. Sitting regally tall at first as best you can, up on the fingertips or hands on blocks, just breathing in here. So as you breathe breathe in, try to press down through the legs. Press down into the earth with the parts of the body that are in contact with the earth. And also think about lengthening up through the heart center as well as the crown of the head, softening your jaw and your gaze. Beautiful. If you would like, if you're in more of the pigeon posture, you could bend the back knee, foot in the air, and you could play with circling that ankle one way or the other. Completely optional though, you don't have to do this. If you are exploring there though and you're comfortable, you might also opt for grabbing the top of the foot with one of your arms, and it really doesn't matter which arm, whichever feels better. Breathing here. Softening again the jaw. If we're not opting for this foot clasp, we can be lowering our upper body toward the earth, melting into more of a supine position, breathing deep. Wherever you journey in this posture, again, just remind yourself you can be exploring stillness. You could also be exploring any movement that the body might direct you toward. Walking the arms side to side across the earth, rocking hips, whatever feels right. You could also be taking the front leg out to more of a 90-degree angle if that feels preferable. Deepening the hip sensation, deepening that hip stretch in the right leg. Soften your jaw wherever you're working. Soften your shoulders. Nice deep belly breath here. Again, as we come into this practice, what have we been missing in the sense of what has been present or presenting itself for us to attain and receive that we haven't been allowing ourselves to see, to take in, because of a filter of worry, anxiety, fear, anger, sadness. Take 2 or 3 more deep breaths here. And as you feel ready to rise back up from that hip opener, allow yourself to again go regally up, lengthening up the spine, pressing down through the parts of the body that are connecting to the earth. Curling the back toes under, or bringing our hands and knees back beneath us like a table, or elbows and knees if you prefer. And to counter the stretch, my right knee was the leg that was in front. I'm going to extend the right leg back on the ball of my right foot, just gliding forward and back with my weight. So I'm stretching to the arch of my right foot, the back of my right knee. Softening the jaw, and here we are again, this connection to all fours, the ability to recreate, regenerate, renew a part of ourself. What part would you like to renew, recreate, refresh? If you'd like, take yourself into downward facing dog, spreading your fingertips, spreading your fingers I should say, palms on the earth, walking the dog if you like, rolling through the bottoms of the feet. Head release, jaw release, horsey lip out. Centering your legs now so that the weight is on the balls of the feet, heels are lifted, knees are bent. Swivel the knees one way or the other. Breathe deep. Remember, if this is too much in your wrists, you can always be down on your elbows, an expression called dolphin. Breathing here. Couple last breaths. Beautiful. And then letting yourself release once more. As you
come from this position. See if we can just begin to walk our feet or hands toward one another into a ragdoll. So nice bent leg position, upper body release. We're going to open up the backs and the hamstrings a little bit more, or the back and the hamstrings, I should say. So beautiful knee bend, legs are a little bit wide. Walk the fingertips out in front of you. As you're here reaching out in front, it feels as if the hips are being pulled back. So nice deep breath here. And just think about connecting with Earth right now. In what way can Earth, Maka, support us to regenerate, renew, refresh, unburden, release? Walk the fingertips over to one side, opening up one side of the back. You might even reach one arm out to the front diagonal. And when you can, then walk the hands over to the opposite corner. Maybe reaching the one arm off to the front diagonal or keeping it on the earth. Soften your jaw. Horsey lip it out. Spill the upper body forward at center. And slightly straighten the legs just a bit. Play with a couple shoulder circles as you dangle. So we're circling the shoulders back. Let the neck go, let the jaw go. Horsey lip or lion's breath out. And when you're ready to do so, bend your knees and roll on up through the spine. Good, lengthening up, coming into your mountain pose. So for mountain pose, let yourself spread the toes, soft knees. Again, attuning ourselves to the symbolism of the deer. Again, as you're standing in mountain, inhale, shrug your shoulders upward. Exhale, roll them down and back. Feeling the soft knees, feeling the toes, the balls of the feet, the heels plugging into the earth. So I'm actively pressing down through my feet, soft knees, soft glutes, chest open. So if you've lost the chest openness, as the shoulders may tend to round forward, take one more breath. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down and back. Leave them there. The head moves slightly back. Good. So the chin is lifted just a touch. Soft jaw, arms and hands open in receptivity. The deer symbolizing receptivity. A grounding of our sensitivity and enhancement of intuition, a grounding of our intuition. Symbolizing how to move through life and obstacles with grace, how to renew and refresh ourselves, how to connect with our childlike innocence. Breathe, how to be emotionally gentle and available to ourselves. As you take your next inhalation, bring those arms up overhead with slightly bent elbows, spreading your fingers. So fingers are nice and spread. Getting those antlers out and up there. Press down through your feet and toes now. Again, contract your pelvic floor or Mula Bandha. As you contract the pelvic floor, you feel oftentimes a deeper layer of abdominal engagement. And then as you inhale, pour the arms open. We're going to take this exploration here as we now widen the stance, turning the feet slightly outward, more of a temple or goddess pose here in the legs. When we work through this next series, we're going to be thinking about just dropping the sacrum straight down toward the earth so the back doesn't sway. We're just thinking of dropping it down. So inhalation, we're going to bring the arms just all the way out on a little diagonal, more extended, legs more extended. Exhale, bend the knees and the elbows. Exhale from the mouth. Inhale, lengthen. If you are able to, on that exhalation again, practice contracting the pelvic floor, called Mula Bandha, strengthening deep core layers. Inhale, lengthen. Strengthening, toning the pelvic floor. Exhale, deer energy. Coming in and out of this ecstatic posture. So we feel infinite drilling down of the feet into earth and also reaching upwards, strong through the fingertips and arms. Inhale, exhale. Core strong, arms strong, legs strong. Inhale. Just feeling the muscles of the low body and root center. Strong and agile, able to change direction and adapt when needed. Again, what deer symbolizes in our life. 2 more now. Focus on the contraction of the pelvic floor, navel drawing in. Holding our deer stance, shifting the weight just slightly, side to side. If you are able, again, maintain the contraction of the pelvic floor and soften your jaw. Fingers energized. Again, my pelvis sacrum is just lengthening down toward the earth. The back is not swayed. Couple last breaths here, strengthening lower body connection, and as deer reminds us, connection to earth and the rhythm of nature, connecting us back to the rhythm of nature. Inhale, lengthening up. As you exhale, pour the arms and the heart center wide open. And take that breath again. Inhale, up through the center line. As you exhale, circle your wrists on the way down. Deer helping us to give and receive. What are we needing to receive? What have we been blocking ourselves from receiving? Shake out your arms and hands briefly. We're going to turn in. I have my right foot turning in and my left foot turning outwards so that I'm in a warrior stance with my left leg being my front or lead leg here. I'm going to inhale as I bend my left knee. Left arm is going to carve past the inner left thigh, reaching forward. Right arm carving back. Again, I'm going to inhale now, strengthen and lengthen through the left leg. As I exhale, bend the knee and come back to that stag type of antler position of the arms. Inhale as you lengthen up, straightening the front leg more, drilling down through the feet. As I exhale, contract the pelvic floor, bend the elbows, spread the fingers. Inhale again, exhale. So we're strengthening root connection, and soon we'll be working into sacral connection. But root for the ability to move through this life with grace and ease, the ability to change direction quickly and evolve and adapt as we need to through deer medicine, while staying emotionally compassionate and available to ourselves. Deer can help to cultivate and generate tolerance with ourselves and the rest of our human family. So 3 more. So I am thinking of anchoring down the pinky edge of my right foot. My left front knee continues to bend toward my second or third toe on that left foot. Every time I exhale, I'm practicing contracting the pelvic floor or just holding that contraction. 1 more breath. Strong arms. Good. Allow that right arm to touch the back of the right thigh. Inhale. Reach to the sky. Push down through your feet. I'm still trying to contract the pelvic floor. Lengthening up through that left arm. Gazing upward if it feels safe in the neck. Soften the jaw. Deep breath. And opening it back. Inhale. As I inhale, I'm centering and shifting my rib cage so that it's heading in the direction of that left knee, so I'm no longer open in the shoulders. Bringing the shoulders, centering them over the left leg, hips square as well over the left leg. I'm going to let myself straighten that left leg more. Take both hands to the front of the left hip crease. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, we're going to guide ourselves over that front left leg. If you would like, you can keep this more bent. If you would like, you could walk your hands down the front leg. You could go to a block or the floor with your hands. Breathe deep here. I'm thinking of squaring my hips toward the front edge of my mat. Breathe. Nice deep breath. Again, honor as much of a knee bend as you need in that front left leg. Thighs soften the jaw. horsey lip or lion's breath out. Anything that rises up and wants to release. Good. Exploration here if you would like it. Again, your choice how much you're bending this left leg. Option 1 is keeping my hands on my left thigh with that knee bend a little bit, peeling my right arm up or back and returning it to the thigh, reaching the left arm back and then to the thigh. So I'm inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. For those of you that are lower, we can be playing in more of a revolving triangle or angle type of position. So whether we're working on the thigh or the block, we'll be playing with peeling one arm up, exhaling, melting it. Inhale, peeling the other arm back or up if the body has that accessibility there, and then releasing it. Couple last breaths here. Cleansing and detoxifying. Last one. Nice. From this position, let yourself again bend that left leg, climbing up the left quadricep. Turn the back heel up if you can in a standing lunge. Just feel your balance here. You might draw the front leg or the back leg in a little bit so the legs are closer. We want to maintain 90 degrees with this front left knee. I'm going to start to actively squeeze the back glute, the right glute. And as I do so, thinking about maybe dropping my right knee toward the earth, feeling a lengthening in the front of my right hip flexor, iliopsoas. Inhale, lengthen and reach the right arm up. My left hand is on my left thigh. So I feel grounding down through my feet and legs, actively squeezing the back glute as I think of the right knee lengthening toward the earth. Breathe deep. If you would like to, on an exhalation, tip to the left side just slightly, so we're opening up the front of the psoas. And when we open that up, it can help us to, again, increase our agility, our ability to move through obstacle in life with quick directional changes. Opening up the front of the iliopsoas can help reduce a lot of hip and low back pain. Aligning with the energy of deer today. Exhale, soften, melt. Let yourself unwind very carefully. I'm bringing myself back to a wide angle position in my feet. My legs, they're parallel, right across from each other. Inhale, lengthening here. I'm placing my hands right on the front of the thighs, honoring a knee bend here. Exhale, I'm gonna undulate forward. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale it forward. Let go, clear, cleanse. Deer sheds its antlers to help let go of anything that is not serving it any longer. And also old ways of thinking, reacting, feeling, behaving, perceiving. If it's not working for us any longer, let it go. Taking just a few more undulations, you might feel inclined to clasp your hands. If you like yoga mudra, exhale, over you go, bending your knees. Inhale, roll it up. Exhaling. Close your eyes if you like. When you push down into your feet to roll up through your spine, can you contract your pelvic floor? Two more breaths here. We have two more. Lightening the load. Last breath. Inhale, lengthen, release the arms out. Let them float, let them soften, let them release gradually. Turning the toes outward. Beautiful. So here we are back in our temple position. Deer connected to also Mother Earth energy, the Gaia energy, the goddess energy, but also interestingly enough, deer connecting to Christ consciousness, Savior energy. Inhale, let yourself reach your arms out. As you exhale, allow yourself to bend the knees and elbows again, contracting the pelvic floor. Strong biceps through fingertips. Inhale, open to receive anything that you've been getting in the way of receiving. Exhale, inhale. As you exhale, again, the pelvis drops straight down. There's no swaying of the back. The knee is open. Inhale. Open through the chest and heart center. Exhale, strong shoulders, biceps, triceps, fingertips. Exhale. Again, what have you been blocking yourself or getting in your own way of receiving? And how can we start to witness and even celebrate some of our accomplishments, no matter how small, so that we can further receive the goodness by recognizing. One more breath here. Beautiful. Lengthening, pivoting in the left toes, pivoting out the right toes. Coming to our warrior two stance, bending the right knee to 90 degrees. Palms facing upward, receiving. Inhale, arms lengthen, lift, front leg straightens. Exhale, as I bend my right knee, it's heading toward my second or third toe. Elbows bend, fingers splay open, antlers. Inhale, lengthening. Just increasing our ability to be perceptive, to witness. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, contract the pelvic floor. Keep it contracted as long as you can. Inhale. Deer is also the symbol of becoming the teacher or master of your life. Mastering and bearing witness to our behaviors, our reactions, our responses. Connect with all of that. How do we stay emotionally available to ourselves through that process? Feel the strength of your legs again with the ability to honor any directional change that needs to happen in your life, to move with agility and grace through obstacles. One more breath here. Strong. Good. Melting. Couple shoulder circles if you need it. Just touching the left hand to the left thigh. Inhale, reach your right arm forward, all the way up. Exhale, you might lean it just back slightly or reach straight toward the sky. And I'm thinking of, again, grounding down through my left pinky toe edge of my back foot through the left foot. Grounding down through the front leg. Contract the pelvic floor as I reach to the sky. Breathe, soften the shoulder. Softening the jaw. Reaching up infinitely and grounding down through the earth. Feeling that opposition. Navel drawing in. And exhale, melt. Welcoming whatever is here as far as goodness goes. Welcoming our ability to receive it. Straightening that front leg a little bit more. I'm taking my hands to the front of my right thigh hip crease. Inhale, lengthen, lift. As we exhale, bow and guide yourself forward over that front leg. Now, you can choose as you go forward to bend that right leg more. You might grab a prop like a block and take your hands to the block or your shin bone or your ankle or the earth. But just take a few breaths here, melting, releasing the head, the neck, the face, the jaw, feeling an opening through these leg lines that are connecting us to the support of Mother Earth. Huge breath and sigh. Horsey lip if you need, or lion's breath. Gentleness, emotional availability to the self, ability to move through life and obstacles with grace, being in touch with your inner child, your innocence, being sensitive and intuitive and supported. Ability to change direction quickly if needed. Ability to regenerate, renew, and refresh. Good. From here, allow yourself just to climb back up the quadricep for a moment. I have my right knee bent. We're just going to have a little exploration here. As I hold my hands on my right thigh, I can inhale and reach my left arm back, or even open the shoulder and reach it up. Exhale, lower. Swapping the hand, I'm going to inhale and reach my right arm back. I'm going to keep my head looking forward. Exhale, swap. So we can do it very gently here, like a little revolving angle. Or some of us that are more familiar with triangle and revolved angle, we might be reaching and opening all the way up to more of an extended angle position. So when we twist toward the front leg, we can reach back gently, or we can reach toward the ceiling if we have that range of motion in our backs and shoulders. Inhale, opening up one direction. Exhale to the opposite direction. This is cleansing and detoxifying. Again, I'm going to show it in the gentler version. Just kind of peeling off layers, the shedding of the antlers, the shedding of the layers that no longer help or serve us. Last couple breaths. However slow you want to move. You might be holding a stretch for a little while. Good. And then allow yourself to start to again bend that right quadricep, climb up the quad. If you're able, turn the left heel up, standing lunge. Right knee is at 90 degrees at least in that front leg. And then we're going to start to activate and squeeze the left glute. So I feel my feet really strong into the earth, activating, squeezing the left glute. As I do that, feels like the front of the left hip starts to open, hip flexor. I can start to think about sinking the left knee down just a touch, even an inch or two. You'll feel this as you squeeze the left glute, left knee lengthening down. Right hand on the right quad, inhale, left arm up. Deep breath. Contract the pelvic floor, navel drawing in toward the spine, squeezing the glute, lengthening down through the knee and quad. As you exhale, you might choose to tip toward the right side, just a touch. Continue to squeeze the left glute, lengthen down through the left quadricep. Soften your jaw, your neck, your shoulder. Again, the ability to move with the changes of life with ease and grace. Making the body primed for that. Attuning with deer energy. Release. Good. Lengthening up. Beautiful. Taking just a moment now with wide legs. One last thing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Here we are back to our undulation for a moment. So my feet are parallel and right across from one another. If you would like to, cross the elbows. Let the backs of the arms touch. Or you could also intertwine the arms in something called an eagle mudra variation. Inhaling here, lifting the elbows so that they're in line with your neck or throat. Exhale as you bend your knees and round over. This could also just be done by hugging the self, or you could opt for hands on the thighs, exhaling over, inhaling up. Or you could also opt for yoga mudra, the hands clasped behind you. Take just a couple last breaths. If you're doing that eagle expression of the arms, you might reverse the X or twist of the arms, the clasp of the arms. Good, last 2 breaths here. Clearing, cleansing, letting go of layers, shedding. Wherever you are as you release, let yourself fingertips finding the earth, bending your knees, so again it feels as if your hips are being pulled back here. And allow yourself to walk your hands over to one side. And then walk your hands to the other side. Just feel openness, stretch of the back for just a moment. Explore there. We're going to go deeper into the hamstrings and groin. So as you center your arms and hands now, play with shifting your hips side to side by bending one leg and straightening the opposite leg. So again, maybe you have your hands on the earth, maybe they're on a block out in front of you. Just a very gentle knee bend. This could also be done more upright. So keeping the hands on the thighs if you need that. Good. And then letting yourself pause the next time you bend your right knee. Just feel this little lengthening. Maybe you can walk your hands over to the right side a little bit more, or with a block. Maybe you can reach your right arm back or up. Maybe you can look up toward the hand, do what feels right. Deep breath here. And as you feel ready to exhale, we're going to release it and shift the sacrum pelvis, bending the left knee, walking yourself over. Again, I could be up on my quad with my hand just reaching, right arm forward. Could be hands on blocks or floor. Good. So as you're bending the left knee, pressing the right hip down a bit. If it feels good, stretching the inner thigh, the right leg. And if you would like to, reach the left arm back or up. Breathe deep. Make this your own posture. Make it feel right in your body as you open up those leg lines connecting to earth, as well as to the waters of the earth, going with the flow. Good. Deep breath. Releasing as you feel ready. Hang forward, wide legs. As you're ready to do so, heel toe your feet in a little bit. And then roll yourself up the spine, bent legs coming up. Coming to mountain. New legs. Touching the fingertips together just for a moment. Soft knee bend. We're going to play with just kind of, again, articulating through our feet and all the joints within the feet and the ankles. So for just a moment with your right foot, I like to do this by touching my fingertips together to start, because Hakini gesture, touching the fingertips, helps with physical balance as well as emotional balance. Focus your eyes on one point out in front of you, shifting the weight into the left foot. We're going to go to the ball of the right foot and then to the toes of the right foot. Ball, heel, just kind of feel that articulation. Ball, toe, ball, heel, ball, toe, ball. You think of the agility of deer, whether it's the doe or the stag, as they seem to fly when they jump, when they run. Beautiful agility and grace. And then as you come to the ball of the foot the next time, start to just take ankle circles, rolling over your toe knuckles, and just kind of breathing and massaging through. And then reverse that circle when it feels like it wants to. Deep breath. Primed for the changes that this life brings us as we go with the course of the natural unfolding of our life. Good. If it feels right, start to pick the right leg up and circle the ankle in the air. You could also hold on to something like the wall, a chair, table, counter. Taking that ankle circle both ways, and then maybe you can even play with the hip circle, circling your knee. Now this can be done with the foot on the floor too, like you're tracing a circle with your toes or the ball, the foot on the floor. It can kind of tickle, so breathe. And after you've circled several times one way, reverse that action in your hip, as small or as big as you would like. Deep breath, where's your breath? Think about the eyes of a deer, their beautiful big dark eyes, revealing this innocence of nature. And let that be cultivated in yourself for just a moment. Stepping down onto that working or that moving leg foot. So now we're grounding back to mountain. Take a cleansing breath in. And exhale. Once more. Let that inner child open its eyes within yourself. Those beautiful big eyes that you had or have still. Saw the beauty and the magic in this world, and let that come to the surface again, helping us to receive and attain whatever our adult minds and eyes might be blocking from view. As you open those big deer eyes of yours now, focus on one point, fingertips touching, shift your weight to the opposite side, and just start with, we're going to start with ball, toe, ball, heel. So foot articulation on the left side. So we're going to ball the foot to the toe, to the ball, heel comes down. We go to the ball, to the toe, to the ball, and the heel comes down. Again, feeling those beautiful agile feet. Nothing stuck, nothing congested, nothing inflamed right now. We're just letting the breath wash through us. And we're letting those big, beautiful deer eyes be open and available to us right now within ourselves. And when you're ready, we'll start to roll over the toe knuckles, circling the ankle of this opposite foot. Soft jaw, relaxed face, deep breath. Reversing that circle when you're ready. And always, too, if you'd like to take it into the air sooner than later, let yourself do that. Circling the ankle one way or the other, soft jaw. Just keep with a deep belly breath through this container of your torso, all the way down to the belly. Soft shoulders. And at some point you might decide to play with circling the knee, the hip, the leg. And that could be done with the foot on the earth, kind of tickling the ball of the foot, or up in the air, holding on to something or not. Deep, beautiful breath. Reversing that circle when you would like. How do we stay emotionally curious and available to ourselves as we go through change, as we go through obstacle? Releasing when you feel ready to do so. Deep breath. Take a moment, notice how your feet feel, and just respond to them accordingly. If you need to do any other kind of little stretch and flex or shake them out, give them a good shake. Deer are the ones that I like to point out as the example for the central nervous system shakeout when I'm trying to refer to a species that's still tied to that instinctive response of when they feel fear, they freeze. It's a perfect illustration of fight, flight, freeze. And in order for them to come out of freeze mode, they have to do this instinctive shake out of their body. Their whole body quivers and shakes out the stress response, so then the brain can, again, function in a normal way. So the little shake out is actually really beneficial for the nervous system, so keep shaking it out. Great for reducing inflammation. Shake out your hands and feet now at the same time. Deepen your breath and sigh. So imagine a deer stuck in the headlights, and eventually, when it feels like it's safe to move again, it does this big and it shakes the stress response again, the muscles, the body responds, the nerves respond in that way. Good. Slow it on down now. As you keep your feet planted, we're going to do one more form of the shakeout, just letting your shoulders shimmy. Arms are kind of wobbling at your sides. Your hips are going to start to twist a little bit forward and back like a washing machine agitator. Just keep shaking, shimmying, shifting your weight side to side if you want. Close your eyes. And exhale, just shake out again any heaviness, any stress, any tension. Shake your arms higher. Shake out the cobwebs, shake out the garbage. Shake them out to your sides. Shake them lower. And then last time, just letting yourself kind of plant the body, shake the hips, shimmy the shoulders. Huge breath in. And then as you sigh, just stop. Just notice how you feel. Inhale, shrug your shoulders. As you exhale, roll them back so the heart pours open with its light. Soft glutes, soft knees, navel drawing inward toward the spine. Soft jaw. Okay, just coming into a standing hip opener. Okay, so as you're ready, again, we're going to let ourselves kind of bring our mountain pose in a little bit more narrow. We're going to let ourselves creep the right foot out in front of the left foot. I'm on the ball of my foot. Now, we might just stay here and touch our fingertips together and focus on just being here. Some of us, though, might be able to deepen the cross of the right foot over the left leg. It's almost like the I have to pee kind of dance. And then you can sit into and bend the left leg a little bit more. Just coming into what we would call more of a standing eagle variation. You can keep the fingers touching here, or you might again put your right arm over your left in an X shape and bring the backs of your forearms together, or clasp your hands. And some of you might be able to go further and tuck or double cross the right leg behind the left, balancing on one side. So there's lots of ways that we can practice all the little baby steps, breathing deep. Soften the jaw. Just take 2 more breaths. We won't hold this long. Beautiful. When you feel like you're ready to release it, just open up your legs to an X shape. Not a huge X, just inhale, reach. As you exhale, bring it on in. One more time, we're going to bend our knees, hands to the thighs. And as I have my hands on my thighs, I'm going to let myself press my right shoulder forward and peek over my left shoulder. As you look over your left shoulder, you could use the right hand to press and open out your right thigh and groin a little bit more. Take a few breaths. Inhale through center. As you exhale, reverse, left shoulder forward, looking over your right shoulder, left hand pressing open that left quadricep and thigh more. Deep breath, soft jaw, soft shoulders. Inhale, center we go, stepping the feet and legs back in. Deep breath, grounding down through the feet. Exhale, contract the pelvic floor. Good. Let yourself start to soften the knees a little more. They're slightly bent. I'm going to touch my fingertips together. Hakini gesture, strengthening connection between right and left hemispheres of the brain, producing a feeling of emotional balance. Sliding my left foot out in front of my right, I'm on the ball of my left foot. Right here, I might stop and just hold. I might cross my arms over like an X, left arm over the right, bending the arms so the backs of my forearms are together, or double crossing the arms. We might also cross the left leg further over the right and sit a little bit more. Your choice. Arms and hands can be anywhere. You might think about wrapping the left foot behind the right leg a little bit more into what we call more of a full Garudasana posture, the eagle. Breathe deep. Deep, deep breath here. So why I'm playing with the eagle posture today in all of its little baby steps is because, again, it's a lot of experimentation with the legs and the low body and the ability to try something new and change, to go a different direction than we're used to. All of that the deer medicine is teaching us, attuning us to. And how do we stay compassionate and curious with ourselves instead of judgmental and hard or rigid? Let yourself open it back up, release it. Big exhale, last time just traction on the thighs. Now as you bend your knees, press right on the tops of the quads. I like to do a mitten hand position, so my thumb is always on the inside of my thigh, my forefingers on the outside, and I just kind of think about lengthening my tailbone. So if you see me from the side, I'm just kind of, hips are going back. Beautiful way to create traction through your lumbar spine in a standing position. Good. Lengthen it back up. Inhale. Just notice how you feel as you stand tall in mountain. Now last time as we're standing, before we take ourselves back down to earth to do a last stretch here, spread your toes, choose the distance you'd like your legs to be apart. So it should feel stable, strong, and secure through your legs and feet. Inhale, shrug your shoulders. Exhale, roll them back so the chest shines open. Chin slightly lifted, head slightly back. And then again, inhale, just let your, we call antlers today, the arms, hands, fingers grow up on either side of the body like a beautiful frame, like a beautiful crown. Spreading the fingers, feeling the strength as the shoulders press down, the biceps, triceps engage as the fingers lengthen infinitely to the sky. Soft knees, we're suctioning down through the feet, the toes, the balls of the feet, heels. Navel draws in toward the spinal column, pelvic floor contracts. Soft jaw. I'd love for you just to imagine and envision becoming deer for a moment. Strong, agile legs, strong center, connection to breath and heartbeat, connection to senses. Beautiful, beautiful sensitive ears and hearing. Beautiful big eyes, innocence, awaken, gentleness. Perceiving the vibration and the sense around the ears and the antlers, taking it in. 2 last breaths, imagining being this creature. Playful, strong. As you exhale, let everything that needs to leave just fall from you. Arms releasing to your sides. Give the arms and hands one last shake out as you sigh. And then give the feet a little stomp. Close your eyes or keep your gaze soft because it doesn't matter what you look like, you're just stomping your feet. Getting that vibration through the lumbar spine, creating length in the lumbar spine. Shaking out the jaw, the arms, the hands, the fingers. And let that stomp slow it on down. And just feel the length in your body. Good. Rolling down through the spinal column, ragdoll we go. Respond to the body how it would like to move now. Does it want to go to down dog or squat? What does it want to do? Does it want to go to child's pose? What do you need? Play with what you need for just a moment. Take a journey maybe through some cat and cow if you need that again for your back, or little cobra, up dog, or sphinx if you need that today. Just responding to what you're feeling in the body. So this is a yogi's choice as we're coming back into earth. And we're going to start to set ourselves on down to the back when you're ready. But as you do that, if you have a strap, yoga strap or a rope tie, bring it with you. And as you come to rest on your back, let yourself just take a moment to windshield wiper your knees. So again, allow yourself that opportunity. But as you come to rest again, find the deep belly breath and soften your jaw. So as you inhale, the belly rises. As you exhale, the belly sinks. Good. And then as you feel ready, we'll take the strap, if you have one, or on the bottom of the right foot, extending it upward toward the ceiling. If you don't have a strap, just hold your hands around the back of your right thigh. Good. Take a moment if you need any little ankle circles or flex and stretch of the foot if you feel you need to crack or pop the ankle. Then we're just going to allow the leg to start to travel in a big circular movement, like the medicine wheel, like the directions of the wind. So you're just going to allow yourself to soften that knee that you're circling and let the leg travel around. Allow your sacrum, your hips, your glutes to shift and rock with this. Let it be beautifully organic, feeling nurturing and fluid, nourishing. We did a lot of strengthening of the low body to root down. Also stretching of different aspects of the low body to keep ourselves agile and fluid. Reverse the circle when you're ready. Just a couple more breaths. Softening your neck, face, jaw, shoulders. Horsey lip the jaw out if you need to. And then also offering to that leg any single stretch that might feel good, anywhere along the path of the circle. So just taking a moment to explore if you want to come back to some locations. The leg might be centered or open or across, twisted over the body. Wherever you're at, though, working and exploring, soften your jaw, your tongue, feel the heaviness of your shoulders, relaxing the neck. Deep, fluid belly breath. And when you want to release that leg that you are circling, let it lower when you're ready. Just take both legs out and notice how the legs feel in comparison for just a moment. Deep breath. Newly grounded, renewed, refreshed. And so when you're ready to reverse, taking the strap around the bottom of your left foot, or your opposite side, with or without the strap, just playing with some circles in that leg when you're ready. And again, allow your sacrum, your hips and glutes to respond by rocking and rolling with the action of the legs. So again, this is lovely, organic, responsive, just flowing it around. So the totem of deer also connects us to strong family ties, ancestral lineage type of medicine. Talks to, it's speaks to healing the ancestral lines from old ways that no longer serve. So welcome this if you're there. Reverse the circle of the leg if you haven't yet. Maybe you've been working through healing how you were raised, some of the belief systems that you may have had or negative beliefs about yourself. And so let that deer energy be a presence for you to soften and become emotionally available to yourself through this cycle. Let your leg eventually stop along any part of the path to stretch, either out in front of you, to the side, across. Just breathe deeply, receiving what you need in the space of this moment. I've been seeing a lot of deer lately outside, and also in meditation and in sleep, and just in pictures or images that I'm seeing in the external world. I keep running into the presence of deer, and it speaks so much about our innocence, our gentleness, our compassion, our ability to tolerate, and also to go with the flow and adapt. And how do we heal and reconnect to family and ancestral things? So much in one totem, so much symbolism. Bringing the leg center and releasing it at some point when it feels right to let your legs rest next to one another. And as you come to check in, take a couple breaths and ask the body if there's anything else that it needs at this time. It might want to do happy baby with the legs up. It might want to go into another hip opener or stretch, maybe crossing the ankle over the knee or quad, making a triangle shape with the legs. It might want to go to a supported bridge posture, elevating the hips on a cushion or block and opening up the back and front body. So whatever you need right now, allow for it. Take some breath and space for yourself. Deer speaks of the balance between exploration and independence, but always returning to the source of family. Deep breath. And just know that at any time now you can start to settle into your final resting position or Shavasana, and that final resting posture might be anything that feels good or comfortable right now to be resting in, whether it's a supported posture, or lying on your stomach, side, back, or sitting up and meditating. So just do what feels right for you. Closing your eyes as we connect and settle in. So you'll allow yourself to deepen the breath where you rest. Connect to, again, the presence of deer. And some people really don't care for deer, and that's okay too. And from a shamanic standpoint, we would be invited to ask ourselves, if we didn't like deer, if we struggled with their presence in our life,
what is it about what that animal symbolizes? Are we trying to push away, get rid of, kill off within ourselves? I know one of the main components of deer that's most challenging for me that I am constantly working on is that emotional availability to the self. Not being irritated, disgusted, upset with ourselves and how we feel, how sensitive we are, how we react, not labeling our reaction as stupid or silly. But the deer, like a young child that's looking to us for guidance and nurturing, allows that innocent part of ourselves to open up, to receive the nurturing and healing it needs, to heal on an ancestral level, a familial level. And to wear our sensitivity and intuition as an immense, beautiful badge that we can ground and connect to the earth with while we reach up and open our awareness to new heights and new sights. So as you inhale, feel as if you have antlers or just big, beautiful ears that are receptive to the vibrations and the sounds that are coming into you, the messages. And as you breathe with that energy, allow yourself to attain, to receive the goodness or the abundance that you might not have been able to perceive through your adult or habit eyes, sensing them through deer or child eyes, opening to all of that goodness, welcoming it in, feeling safe in its presence, feeling deserving of the goodness and abundance coming to you. As you inhale again, allow any parts of your mind, body, or spirit to be renewed and refreshed. As you exhale, feel your ability to adapt, to change direction quickly if needed, and to move through life and its obstacles with grace, renewing, refreshing yourself all along. And then inhaling to feel that connection, moving out from yourself to all living things, to the roots of the earth beneath you, to the plants, the trees around you, to the other two-legged, four-legged, winged ones, and creepy crawlers, to the finned ones, feel your energy connecting and connecting into the web of life. And now imagine seeing all of that through those big, beautiful, dark deer eyes. let yourself begin to deepen your breath as you keep the energy attuned to the symbolism of deer. Feeling yourself, your body, even adopting some of the traits of deer. And knowing that whatever wisdom, whatever attentiveness, whatever intuition we're growing and developing through this cycle, there will always come a time where what we've learned we allow to fall away, to shed, to drop. And again, we open ourselves to new lessons. And this is what deer teaches us as a natural cycle of living and being. So wake up the body, stretch, breathe, wiggle in any way that feels right. And eventually let yourself maybe go to rest on one side in a fetal position for a few breaths, or just come up to a comfortable seat when you're ready. And we'll bring our hands over the heart center, pressing the palms into the center of the chest when you are ready, in the anxiety reducing mudra, also known as Garuda, sacred eagle. Fingers spread. Sit regally tall with those deer antlers coming out of the crown. Ground down into the earth through your roots. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, just bow the head to the self. Bow the head to one another and to spirit. Inhale, reaching into the sky. May we see this world with new eyes. May we perceive with new senses. Exhaling, feeling your arms opening, engulfed in the beauty that is here, available to us. Prayer hands as you bow the head. Thanking dear Totem for being our teacher tonight, teaching us how to grow into our own power and mastery of life, celebrating some victories and accomplishments if you can this evening. And I thank you so very much for practicing with me. I thank you for your trust and your curiosity and your courage. And namaste. Thank you all so very much. And if you would like to, my husband and I will be starting Guided Shamanic Journey at 8 o'clock, and it'll go about 20 to 30 minutes if you feel inspired to do a guided meditation with my husband Mark and I, with some live drumming. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening.